the floor, you can see each player preparing for the game ahead, pushing out distractions and getting into the zone. Hello out there, and get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Brian Anderson, here with Grant Hill and both backcourts in this one stand cream of the crop.
Well, a lot of people would say that this is a guard-oriented league. I think it's a league of all the positions, but tonight, certainly, whoever can win that guard battle will probably go home. With the double.
Certainly the headliner tonight. Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. The duo inside, it's Murray and Sabonis. Then it's DeMar DeRozan. Then there's Zach LaVine. And it's Ellis in at the 1. Clock is at 3. Murray, a screen on Collins. Fires from deep. Ellis, good.
And now the game is really starting to flow. We should be in for a good one.
Yeah, and it's important to get that first score quickly and establish your game.
For 3, Collier. And Domas Sabonis pulls it down.
Hey, sometimes you miss even under the best of circumstances.
LaVine against Sexton. And here's LaVine. Over Sexton. LaVine can't hit.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
Markkanen looking it over. Kessler passes to Collins. Three-pointer. Sacramento grabs the miss. A little over a minute and a half into this first quarter. Well, Grant, in the spring of 2024, a remarkable streak ended. Domantas Sabonis had recorded 61 consecutive double-doubles.
Yeah, it was the longest streak since the merger back in 1976. Now, Sabonis has led the NBA in rebounding multiple years. Plus, he has averaged 8 assists in a season, so that is big-time production.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Will Hardy gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. The message that he sent to his team is that they need to be laser-focused on DeMar DeRozan. He told me DeRozan can expect to see plenty of double teams. He said if they're going to beat us tonight, DeMar's not going to be the guy to do it. And, of course, DeMar may have something to say about that. We'll find out. Back over to you.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Tips it. It's good on the putback.
Great anticipation off the missed shot.
Oh, his timing was impeccable. Left side, LaVine. Out to Sabonis. Shot to stop the run. Kessler with a rebound. Jazz leading by 4. The 3, Sexton. They get it again.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
DeRozan with the ball. Picked up by Collins. Takes a 3. And it's DeRozan missing. Utah has gone just 1 of 6 from downtown. Over Markkanen. The offensive rebound. A minute 50 left to play in the first. And once again, off the mark by Sacramento. For Utah, they've gone 3 of 8 so far. Collins outside. The 3 from Sexton. Gets the 3 to fall. Sexton's got 6 points.
I mean, Sexton can shoot from anywhere. Strong from beyond the arc.
Outside for Levine. Pass to Sabonis. Back to Levine. Three-pointer. That one falls. Nice feed from Sabonis.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
A sharp feed by Collins. His coaches want more of that from him.
Here's Levine over Sexton, and he drains the quick shot. He's got 5.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
Oh, Sabonis with the steal. Pass to DeRozan. Sabonis with a screen on Markkanen. DeRozan for 3. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got 4 rebounds in the game. Markkanen for 3. Here's Collier. The 3. And here's Sexton. Markkanen outside. Pass to Sexton. From deep. And Domas Sabonis pulls it down. Sabonis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Ooh, poked away. Puts up a deep 3. Oh, it goes! He beat the buzzer!
The NBA never ceases to amaze me.
What a performance for Colin Sexton. He has been the story for Utah. He's found his range, hitting 3 triples in the quarter. More NBA on 2K Sports right after this. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. All right, let's take a look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Jazz.
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
And I've also really enjoyed watching them hit the boards, specifically the offensive glass and how they've capitalized on that hustle.
Taking a look at Sacramento, we've got Jonas Valanciunas. Malik Monk is out there with Trey Lyles. And it's Carter in at the point. Man, the Kings have held tough. But it seems like the West has gotten tougher, Greg.
Well, what's the saying? If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And the Kings have to find that next level.
Lyles a screen. Here's Laravia. Pure from three-point range. Laravia's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Pass to Clarkson. To the wing on the left. Here's Sensabaugh. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And we think of Clarkson often as a scorer, but they're making the unselfish pass. Just great work.
Launches a 3. Offensive rebound to the left wing. Here's Lyles. The three-pointer off the mark. Utah leading by 8. Here's Hendricks. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. For Sacramento, they've gotten only 1 of 4 shots to go in. Launches it. Utah grabs the miss. Clarkson outside. George outside. Beyond the arc. Pass to Sensabaugh. Kicks it to George. Offline with a 3. Kings trail by 8. Carter on the wing. He's covered by Clarkson. Carter can't get it to go. Utah's going just 1 of 6 from the perimeter here in the second. Fires for 3. Utah with another miss.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot most possessions.
From the arc. And it's Lyles missing. George peels it out a bit. George with another miss. And so here's Sacramento. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. The 16th pick in last year's draft, Keontae George was thrown right into the fire his rookie season, Stan.
Yeah, down the stretch, he was basically handed the keys to the offense at the point guard position. He may take some lumps, but his talent level is evident.
A growing aspect of George's game. He's working to become a strong facilitator.
Monk for 3. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Pass to Carter. Monk against Clarkson. The three is up. And it's Monk missing. Utah leading by 8.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
There's a minute 17 left in the second. And it's Clarkson missing. And it's Sacramento's ball. Here's LaRavia. No good on the three.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Kicks it out to Clarkson. Pass to George. Clarkson against Carter. The three, George. And after missing his first 3 shots, he drains it. 1 for 4.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
Carter against George. Carter inside. Here's LaRavia. And another miss by Sacramento. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Filipowski. Back to Clarkson. Over to the wing. Here's Filipowski. Here's Sensabaugh. Off target from outside. Monk for 3. And no good.
I know that he has the ability and confidence to sink.
Oh, count it! Did that just happen, Coach?
That should be worth more than 3 points.
And so it's the Utah Jazz up 14 as we wrap up the quarter. A big difference in shooting percentages. That's why they lead. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Wow, Colin Sexton displaying all his skills today.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Sexton and Markkanen out on the wings. Collins and Kessler there in the middle. And it's Collier in at point guard. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz.
Well, it's a 3-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Hey, Brian. John Collins is fitting nicely on the Jazz, and Coach Will Hardy said he's given us a huge lift on the offensive end. He's a tough cover, the way he's able to mix up popping and rolling. The defense can't prepare for just one thing. It makes him a dynamic threat.
Able to score on multiple levels, Allie. Thank you. DeMar DeRozan, an impressive scorer who takes relatively few 3-point shots, Greg.
Yeah, the arc is not his primary focus. He'd rather pick you apart in the mid-range, but he does it so consistently that the points pile up quick.
Sexton looking around. Pass to Collier. Fires the 3. Rebound by Sacramento. 90 seconds into the second half now. Ellis's shot is off.
That's his shot, and one I'm sure he wants back.
Here's Collier. Here's the 3. They get it back. Back to Markkanen. Just 5 to shoot. For 3, Collier. Sacramento grabs the miss. Sabonis has got 6 rebounds in the game. Picked by Sabonis. From outside the arc. DeRozan passes to Ellis. Outside Levine. No good from outside. Utah leading by 9. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Sabonis right side. On the wing, Murray. Jacks up a 3.
You see the commitment from Collins there. Excellent work making an impact on defense.
Utah with another miss.
He just keeps firing from distance. I know he's trying to heat up, but at what cost?
Ellis passes to DeRozan. Murray, a screen on Kessler. Here's Murray. It's guarded by Markkanen. Ellis' shot is off. And for the Jazz, they're shooting only 26% for this game. Not good. Here's Kessler. Misses, and the dry spell continues. Kings trail by 9. Grant, a big reason for Utah to be excited about the future. Their young head coach, Will Hardy.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, he's had this team competitive after trading away both Mitchell and Gobert. And I love how Hardy has developed guys like Lauri Markkanen. Talk about taking advantage of the opportunity.
How about the anticipation right there that led to the steal? Then he goes straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
Levine's gotten better and better at drawing contact and getting to the line. He had to work at it as a young player, but that work has paid off.
And he sinks the second. Will stand since trading Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell in 2022. The Utah Jazz have done some reshaping of their roster.
Yeah, and Brian, it's clear that they're not done. The tinkering continues. They're going to continue to move pieces around until they find what they think can become a championship contending team. Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Pass to Kessler. Here's Collier. Outside for Sexton. 4 on the clock. On the wing, Sexton shoots over Levine. Sexton misses. Kings trail by 13. Levine down the lane. DeRozan outside. 24 seconds left in the third. And so Sexton will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Kessler finds Collins. Let's go with a 3. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Second shot opportunity. Ellis with a rebound. And so it's Utah in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their defensive effort. Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Taking a look at the Kings, DeRozan and Murray in at the forward spots. Then it's Sabonis, then there's Zach LaVine, and it's Ellis in at the point. DeRozan outside, just 5 on the clock. Lets it fly from 18. Clarkson grabs a miss. Jazz leading by 13. 3 on 3. All right, Coach, what are some qualities you're looking for in a lead guard?
Well, look, you want a guy that can make plays, that can control the game. When I first got into the league, people thought about point guards as traditional pass-first guys, but now it means more than that. You want a guy who can make plays, whether it's for himself or for his teammates.
And he's not taking it easy on them at all. I mean, we all know he's going to keep pouring it on.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
There's the 3. He can't get it to go.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
The three-pointer is good from LaVine.
Nice move by LaVine. hard to contest someone's pull-up when they get so high off the floor.
Kicks it to George. From behind the arc. And there's Clarkson. That one's good. On the assist by George. Clarkson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Murray, no good.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Another 3 for Utah.
Rise and fire away. This is Clarkson's attitude as soon as he catches the rock.
Here's Ellis. On the wing, Levine. On the wing, Levine. They shoot again, and he hits the jumper. Levine's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, sometimes you need more than just your stars, though. They've got to run something to get the other guys good looks.
There's the triple. Ooh, Levine with another miss. Jazz leading by 17. Oh, it's stolen by DeRozan. Lets the 3 fly, and it's Levine with the 3. Levine's got 9 points here in the second half.
Yeah, this is an unbelievable performance from Levine. His offensive skill set is amazing.
Here's Sensabaugh. He drops it from range.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside. Might be time for a little different approach. His shot hasn't been falling here in the second half.
George's shot is off. Kings trail by 17. Levine way outside. The shot is good on the assist by Sabonis. Sabonis has got 3 assists tonight.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
Clarkson passes to Filipowski. From downtown. Rebound by the Kings. Here's Levine for 3. It's rebounded by Hendricks.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ellis. Clarkson for 3. And another miss by Utah. Kings trail by 14.
Well, with a comeback out of range, we can put a bow on this one. Good performance for the Jazz.
You can score without sharing the ball, but it can be a whole lot easier when guys are assisting one another.
Yeah, they were very patient. They were also unselfish, and ultimately, that's why they were so efficient.
And they got a lot of great solo efforts tonight, but probably none bigger than the performance for Colin Sexton.
Well, he was the catalyst for them tonight. Played a great all-around game, and you could see his teammates feeding off his energy.
And he's doing things on the glass tonight that we don't often see.
Well, it's all due to his energy and effort, as well as how well he's been able to get ideal positioning on the glass.
This has to feel good. They gave their fans a show and secured the W.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive.
Lets it go from deep. And Domas Sabonis pulls it down. So we see the Jazz taking the W here. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game.
impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
Here are the five for the Raptors. In at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Brandon Ingram's out there with Emmanuel quickly. And it's Pirtle in its center.
Well, this is what you call finding angles to come off in the catch-and-shoot situation. Nice job by Colin Sexton.
quickly, a screen on Markkanen. Barrett, no good.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Down low, pass to Pirtle. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. On the wing quickly. And the Raptors miss again.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Sexton for three. Kicks it out to Markkanen. The basket good off the assist from Sexton.
Well, this has always been Lauri Markkanen's calling card, right? A 7-footer who can space the floor with that three-point shooting ability.
Great Colin Sexton, still so young. He entered the league when he was just 19.
Yeah, drafted back in 2018. Sexton has a few years left in his 20s, so you expect him to continue to expand his game and improve on both ends.
Clock at 4. A three from quickly drains the three-pointer.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
For Toronto, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Hits it from three-point range.
Well, Barrett has got to become more consistent, but if he adds consistent three-point shooting, turn the lights out.
With the drive, Collins passes to Kessler. Markkanen against Barrett. Sexton for three. It's hauled in by the Raptors. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Now, Will Hardy talked to me a little while ago, and their focus on defense, Brandon Ingram. Coach told me Brandon presents unique problems. It's the skill and size combination. You just don't see it too often. Anytime Ingram touches the ball, everyone will be focused on stopping him. Should be a good one tonight, guys.
Thank you, David.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
To end the run. And Pirtle pulls it down. Toronto's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Quickly kicks to Ingram. Barrett dishes to Pirtle. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Back to Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Well, I know he doesn't have to get too high to slam it home, but it doesn't take away from the force and the message sent on the dunk.
Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
Jazz trail by 4. Sexton for 3. The offensive rebound. Collins passes to Kessler. Here's Collier. Still scoreless. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Barnes kicks to quickly. Sexton grabs the board. The Jazz have gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. Kicks it out to Collins. The basket good off the assist from Sexton.
And you love how instant Collins' shot can be. Gets a pass and wastes no time in releasing it.
Barnes screen on Sexton. And again, Toronto no up. Jazz have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Outside, Markkanen. Driving inside. Pass to Collier. Kicks it out to Collins. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. And the dunk by Barnes.
Wow, shake the building with that finish, Scotty Barnes. My goodness.
He gets that one.
Well, so great when your offense produces a shot that close to the rim. The rest of the work becomes easier.
Outside, Barrett. With 1 on the clock, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. So at the end of 1 quarter of play. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. Taking a look here at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What have they been doing or not doing, in your opinion?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
George is out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then there's Filipowski. Then it's Martin. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 3. That's the group right now for Utah. Dick with it. He's covered by Clarkson. Shot clock at 5. Dick can't get it to go. Utah leading from outside the arc. And Castleton pulls it down. Back to Dick. From the arc. Utah with the rebound. Here's Sensabaugh. Outside Martin. George passes to Clarkson. Back to George. Martin from outside. Mobo with the rebound. Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And that one's good. Battle.
And that's just too much space to give a shooter like him. He works to get open, but the defenders have to work harder to nullify that.
And George, here we go. Shot's good by Filipowski. Filipowski's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. The Raptors have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And the defense of this Raptors team, Greg, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. Makes defending a much easier prospect.
Here's Sensabaugh. Hasn't made one yet.
I'll tell you, he'll take that all day, every day. I'm sure he was shocked to find himself that wide open.
Battle. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. He takes it in. Outside for George. There's the triple. No good that time. Raptors trail by 5. Pass to Dick. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. And he banks in the layup. Dick's got his first points of the game.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
George with the bucket.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Here's Castleton. Good ball movement here by the Raptors.
2 minutes remaining in the
It's Dick on the wing. He's covered by Clarkson. They get it again. A nice shot by Castleton.
What energy on the offensive boards. The defense can't match the effort, and they paid the price.
Pass to Filipowski. Outside for George. Clarkson on the wing. Lets it go with a 3. It's hauled in by the Raptors. 1:32 left here in the second. Here's Mobo. And the shot is good. And now just a 2-point Jazz lead. Now here's George. T right on him. Outside Martin. Off target from 3-point range. Toronto's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter. Only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Slammed home and they call the foul. He's headed to the stripe for 1 more.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Toronto shooting their first free throw of the night.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
Now here is Martin. Scoreless thus far. 50 seconds left in the first half. Puts up a 3. A rebound by Battle. They play the clock right, then go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. For Utah, they've gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Martin kicks to Clarkson. No good again that time. Raptors with the lead. Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
And the Raptors miss again. Jazz shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Here's Filipowski. Another miss by Utah. Pass to Dick. The three. And the three ball is good. Dick's got the lead up to 4 now for the Raptors. Here's George. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. George has got 8.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Raptors.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Toronto ahead, up 2. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Without question, George is playing his skills today.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
And checking out the group for Darko Rojakovic to start the second half. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Emmanuel quickly out there with Brandon Ingram. And it's Barrett at the small forward position. Now Barrett after Colin Sexton's three-pointer that didn't go. The kick out to Barnes. Clock at 6. From past the arc. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got 4 rebounds in this game. Doris, when you think of the Utah Jazz, where do they fit in a very competitive Western Conference?
Well, think about it, Kev. The Gobert and Mitchell era was successful, but they couldn't get to the ultimate prize. So then you trade those 2 players away, you get a load of picks. This is the direction you've chosen, but now it's going to take some time and some patience.
And it's Ingram missing. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Sexton for 3. Rebound by the Raptors. Barnes has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Ingram finds Barrett. Shoots the 3. Utah with the rebound. Kessler's got his 5th rebound in this one. Markkanen with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Markkanen down low. Barnes on him. Offensive rebound. Kessler. And Kessler throws it down.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. And that one's good. Ingram.
And loving when Ingram uses that length down low, not settling for the jumper.
And here's Collins from outside. Sinks the triple. Collins has got 6 points.
Wow, you don't see him left alone very often, and of course, he makes good use of it.
And here's quickly for 3. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Jazz leading by 4. From deep. And Pirtle pulls it down. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And here's Barnes for 3. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And when you look at John Collins' advanced numbers, Doris, they jump off the page.
Yeah, probably the advanced numbers you're referencing, Kevin. Offensive rating, true shooting percentage. And when you look at it through that lens, Collins is absolutely able to score from a variety of spots on the floor, and the guy's an absolute terror on the glass.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And it's the Jazz's ball. They're on an 11-2 run. Scooped up. Takes it out to Markkanen. Lets it go from deep. Traps in the tray. And now a 10-point Utah lead.
Oh, you can see Markkanen's touch right there. It doesn't matter where he is on the floor. The guy is a 3-level scorer.
For three, Barrett. Rebound, Utah. 1:12 left in the third quarter of the game. Markkanen with it, picked up by Barrett. Collins dishes to Markkanen. Pass to Collier. Jacks up a three. And Kessler throws it down.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
Really left alone that time. Barnes has got his second basket of the night. And it's Utah's ball. They're on a 16-4 run right now. And finished off by Collins.
How about the heart from Collins on that play, working through the foul for the N1 opportunity.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
How about last season? Made about 79% of his attempts, so those are really quality numbers.
Jazz leading by 9. Here's Kessler. And easy 2 points on the layup. Kessler's got 6 points in the quarter.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
A three from Quickly. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the B wide open with his feet. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. The pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. Wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. And it's Collier in at the point guard position. That's the group right now for Utah. Now Markkanen, after Brandon Ingram missing on that last three-pointer, fires from deep. Markkanen can't get it to go. And it's Barnes with the ball for the Raptors. 11-point game. And it's quickly missing. It's been a nice stretch for them offensively.
I mean, the communication's great. The movement's been really good. This is solid team basketball.
Anytime you get points in transition, you are thrilled. You can see the speed of Sexton on display.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Markkanen can't get it to go.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way because hoisting from 3 is not the answer.
And with that shot, the Jazz lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Ingram. So it's the Jazz now after Brandon Ingram getting his shot to go from deep. Collier. They get it back. Kessler passes to Collins. Sexton for 3. Buries it from three-point range. Sexton's got the lead up to 14 now for the Jazz. Onside, Barrett. And again, Toronto with the triple. Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are 1 or 2 of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
So Utah ends up going with the new group.
I think one of the things I most admire about R.J. Barrett's game, he can do a little bit of everything. He can score it, board it, pass it at a high level. This young man can play the game.
Pirtle kicks to Barnes. In the corner, Barrett with it. Ingram against Clarkson. Takes a 3. And it's Ingram missing. Jazz leading by 8. For 3. A shot by Clarkson, no good. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Barrett wide open. He fires. On the wing quickly. From downtown. And again, no good by Toronto.
Simply put, a bad shot, guys. They all know they can get a better look than that.
And finished off by Martin.
I'll tell you, that vertical ability he has puts him in select company in NBA power forwards. May not have great size, but boy, he plays bigger than it.
The Jazz have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch.
Well, Clarkson doesn't do huge assist numbers, but he won't waste a wide open opportunity.
So it's Toronto now, following the three-pointer by Utah. Took him no time at all on that one.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Barnes kicks to Barrett. We've got 1:28 left here in the fourth quarter. Barnes against Clarkson. And with that shot, the Jazz lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Barnes.
Boy, Scotty Barnes, the complete package. Nice interior finish there.
Pass to Filipowski. Martin wide open. He fires. Bangs home the trifecta.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Jazz.
They had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Colin Sexton.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
Good on the first, and that brings them to within 10.
2 shots.
All free throws good from Pirtle. Quickly against George. His three-pointers off the mark. A three from Quickly. Barnes looking around. Screen by Pirtle. Lets the three fly. Barnes can't get it to go. To the right side. George against Quickly. Here's Clarkson. And so it's Utah with the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing it.
question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
So let's take a look at the starters for Toronto. Barrett is the 3, and Barnes will play the 4. Brandon Ingram out there with Emmanuel Quickly. And it's Pirtle in at the center spot. Clock at 6. The 3 from Barnes. Sinks it from distance.
The first of many tonight. Both teams have legit offensive talent.
And if everything goes to plan, this could be a very fun matchup to watch.
Here's Levine for 3. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
The response, Levine hitting that 3 right back at you.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thanks. Yeah, Sacramento's head coach and I were able to chat briefly. We got to talking about Brandon Ingram, and I asked how Coach thought they might limit him tonight. Coach told me, well, there's nothing we can do about his size and his length, so we're hoping just to frustrate him and keep him off balance by getting up in his business and contesting shots. Hopefully that plan pans out for them. Guys?
Thanks for that, Allie. Fires the 3. The rebound by Murray.
Yeah, that's a shame because I'm not sure the defense will let him get a shot that good again very soon.
You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, B.A. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper.
Barrett passes to Pirtle. Goes up again. And it's Quickly with a miss.
That was a good look for him from mid-range, but just couldn't make the defense pay.
Pass to Sabonis. 4-3. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Clearly, Sabonis has that shot dialed in before he even gets the ball. He catches it and shoots it with a quick release.
Quickly outside. He shoots it. And all around the rim that time before dropping.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Sabonis looking over the floor. Murray, a screen on Pirtle. Sabonis' shot is off. Toronto's gone 1 of 4 from deep. Oh, Sabonis with the steal. Here's Ellis. Off target from 3-point range. Toronto trailing. Ingram on the wing. He's covered by Levine. Sacramento has gone just 2 for 6 from the arc here in the first. Ellis. Pirtle grabs a miss.
Normally he drains that.
The 3, Barrett. Rebound by Sacramento. Outside Levine. The 3 is up. Kept alive. On the wing, Levine takes the 3. Sends it home from 3-point land. Levine's got 6 points.
How about the confidence that Levine has? Feels like he can take these shots whenever he wants.
And the Raptors miss again. Sacramento leading by 4. Richard, something you notice about these Kings, they shoot plenty of 3s.
And that's the modern game for you, B.A. But Sacramento shoots especially freely. You are right. And those shots often connect, so I doubt that that trend changes for them anytime soon.
Sabonis has gone 1 for 3 on the night. Quickly passes to Barrett. Puts up a 3. Count it. 2 for 4 from the field now.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Here's Levine for 3. Barnes with the rebound. And here are the Raptors now. They trail by 1. And it's Quickly with a miss. Here's Ellis. Yet to see a basket. Good. And it's DeRozan who picks up the assist.
It's almost like he had a bird's eye view of the court. DeRozan always knows where his teammates are.
Pirtle with a screen on Levine. And here's Ingram outside. And Domas Sabonis pulls it down. Sabonis has got 5 rebounds tonight. Murray for 3. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Ellis' shot is off. Quickly against DeRozan. Pass Pass to Pirtle. And here's Barnes. The 3-ball. He's off on that one. And so the first quarter is in the books. Sacramento on top, leading by 4. Nope. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Kings.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
Another thing they're doing well early on is passing the ball, spreading it around the floor and feeding guys who are well set up to score.
So for Toronto right now, they've got Dick, and it's Mobo in at power forward. Here's Dick. Hits the trifecta. Dick's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Outside Monk. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
Pass to Shed. Here's Dick. And again, Toronto with a triple.
He can really stroke it from deep. You have to keep better tabs on him.
Monk for 3. Oh, he missed it. Making him 1 for 2 now. Raptors trail by 4. Here's Battle. On the wing, Grady Dick. They set the pick. Out to the right wing. The 3. Oh, nice D from Carter. The Kings have gone 2 of 4 here in the second quarter. Lyles a screen. From deep. Carter can't get it to go.
Maybe he thinks he has that type of range, but I don't think his coaches will agree.
Yeah, and you're not going to just have the green light for long if you're chucking up bombs like that.
Sacramento leading by 4. Now the Kings in transition. Monk for 3. It's Monk on the wing. For 3. Again, the miss by the Kings. Toronto's gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far. Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, BA. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
A quality pass, setting up a quality shot. It's just textbook basketball.
Here in quarter 2, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Outside Dick. And out of bounds. Sacramento will have it. Outside Monk. And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Here's Dick. And again, Toronto, no good.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
Yeah, right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Back to Monk. This one for 3. And it's Battle with a rebound.
And he continues to cast away, but the results just haven't been there tonight.
The Kings lead by 7. Pass to Lyles. Back to Monk. Jacks up a 3. Another miss. 2 for 9 so far. Stolen by Carter. Fires from deep. No good.
He hasn't been able to find his touch this quarter.
Yeah, straight up, guys. Like, he's ice cold, like freezing. What's colder than cold? But you don't have to shoot it, my guy. It's okay to pass the ball.
An excellent job of taking what the defense is given.
Launches it. Rebound, Toronto.
Another miss from him, struggling to find his rhythm. Here's Shed. He's checked by Carter. Pass to Shed. 4-3.
Valanciunas with a rebound. Grant, they could attempt a 2-for-1 here.
They could. The key here is a good look. He's cold from distance here in the second quarter. May want to try a different approach moving forward.
Left side, Dick. Here's Shed from deep three-point land. They get it back. On the wing, Grady Dick. He's checked by Carter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From downtown, it doesn't go for him. Here's Lyles. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Sacramento on top, up by 4. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll. They're measuring up the shot.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Well, when you look at the forwards in this league, there are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, partner.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve.
DeRozan and Murray in at the forward spots. Then it's Domantas Sabonis. Then there's Zach LaVine. And it's Ellis in at the 1. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Now Ingram. Still no points. Back to Barnes. Outside Ingram. The rebound by Murray. And so Murray will bring it up for Sacramento. 4-point game. LaVine can't hit.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Outside Ingram. Pass to Quickly. Back to Ingram. Barnes a screen. The shot by Ingram, no good. The Kings lead by 4 after a trade to New Orleans back in 2019. Brandon Ingram has become a primary scorer, Grant.
Yeah, he scored well over 20 points per game since leaving the Lakers. B.I. has the rare blend of length and shooting, and beyond scoring, Ingram's assist numbers are very impressive too.
Barrett passes to Ingram. Barrett with it. A deep 3. Another shot. Pass to Ingram. Now here's Quickly. The 3. And the three-pointer goes. Quickly's got 8.
Such an effective shooter. If you lose track of him defensively, he's gonna make you pay.
Here's LaVine for 3. Barnes with the rebound. Raptors trail by 4. Ingram finds Pirtle. Back to Ingram. The 3, Barrett. Offensive rebound. Here's Ellis. Sabonis with it. And it's Ingram picking him up. DeRozan a screen. Sabonis against Ingram. That's tipped. It's stolen by Barnes. Pass to Pirtle. To the paint. And here's Quickly. The 3 from Barnes. Counted from distance. Barnes has gotten his second bucket of the game.
Slow defensive rotation causing a breakdown along the perimeter.
Here's Ellis. Started by Quickly. From deep. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll head to the line for 3. It's going to go on Emmanuel quickly. Sacramento shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And the second free throw is good. And he nails the third. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Ingram against Levine for the tie. Rebound by the Kings. Sabonis has got his 7th rebound here tonight. The three is up. On the wing, Levine over Ingram. DeRozan right side. DeRozan, a screen on Barnes. Murray from outside. Rebound, Toronto. Barrett's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Will grant the Kings one of those up-and-coming teams that are knocking at the door.
Yeah, they have some stars, BA. They have some great role players, too. Part of their problem is they're in the Western Conference. It's so hard to just make the play-in tournament in that conference.
Here's Levine for 3. Yes, great play by DeRozan to set him up. DeRozan's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, Levine is fired up tonight and having no trouble finding points for his squad.
Back to Barnes. The 3. And again, Toronto, no good. Sacramento leading by 6. Outside Murray. 3-pointer. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got his 5th rebound in this one. Outside Ingram. The 3-ball. It's rebounded by Sabonis. Sabonis has got rebound number 11. Murray is screen on quickly. And it's DeRozan missing. Raptors trail by 6. Ingram, the pass to Barrett. Levine against Ingram. Second chance effort. Rebound by Sacramento.
This is the definition of forcing it. He's trying to get himself going, but taking tough shots just won't do it.
And there's the foul. It'll go on DeMar DeRozan. That's his first foul.
He didn't have his feet planted.
That'll be a 5-second call. Five ticks left in the third quarter of the game. And stolen by Barrett. The shot that time not on target. And so it's the Sacramento Kings with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. Appearing in control, but could still... And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And 2 teammates on the same page. Woo.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. So for Toronto right now, Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Emmanuel quickly is out there with Brandon Ingram. And it's Barrett in at the 3, the small forward. Raptors trail by 4. It's picked off. Outside Levine. For 3. Pirtle grabs a miss. Toronto shooting a tough 22% from the field so far. Quickly from outside. Drains the triple.
You like how Barrett always keeps his eyes open, watching the court for those assist opportunities.
Pass to Murray. There's the triple. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. The 3, Barrett. Here's Ingram. Now Barnes. Quickly outside to take the lead. Count that one. He's now 5 for 8.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
And of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
Here's Levine for 3. Hits a 3-pointer. And the Kings lead by 1.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Quickly outside. Shot clock at 6. Fires for 3. Here's Barnes. Outside Barrett. On the wing quickly. From behind the arc. Rebound by Sacramento. Sabonis has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Here's Levine for 3. And another Sacramento 3.
Some players shrink when the pressure's on, but he lives for these moments.
Out of bounds. It'll be King's ball.
King's ball.
A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. On the wing, Levine. Ellis passes to Levine. And that doesn't go either for Levine. Raptors trail by 4. For 3, Barrett. And the Raptors miss again.
You know what? He's got to look to get other guys involved. The three-point stroke is off.
Toronto's gone 2 of 6 so far in the fourth. Pass to Pirtle. Ingram with the ball. Let's go with a 3. And rebounded by Zach LaVine.
Every possession counts for them right now. That's not going to get it done.
Sabonis with a screen on Ingram. Here's Sabonis. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Ingram. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've played about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Shot is good by Barrett.
And you know Barrett wants the ball in his hands, especially on these big possessions.
On the wing, Levine. 3-pointer. Oh, the long-range prowess of Levine.
Levine is taking upon himself to be the man in crucial moments. He's that kind of clutch player.
Outside Ingram. Rebound by Sacramento. And here's Sabonis. Pass to Levine. Over quickly. And it comes off the front of the rim. The Raptors have gone 4 for 10 in the fourth. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
Here's Levine for 3. Ooh, Levine with another miss. This possession could decide the game.
And you really have to be smart with the ball here. And you have to love the intensity from Ingram when they're up against it, always ready to attack.
It's stolen by Ingram. Here comes Toronto on the push. Money.
And they aren't over the limit yet. It's all about getting a 3 right here.
We'll see what they draw up. Three-pointer is a must.
Murray inside. He's guarded by Barnes. To win the run. Can't knock in the 3.
Ooh, he really came close to leveling the score there.
You love the intensity out there right now. Close game. Both teams leaving it all out there.
So a close game sees Toronto taking this one. With the late victory, they upset plenty of these hometown fans.
Well, Kevin, you're pointing out the guard play, so this is when they have a chance to go one-on-one. Which of these tandems can stand out against the other? Tons of pick and roll, tons of creativity, and we'll see which of these guys can pair off tonight to win this contest.
And here's Levine, who brings it up for the Sacramento Kings. Outside for Murray. They get the rebound. DeRozan surveying the D. Just 5 to shoot. For 3, Levine. And it's Utah with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Sexton the pass to Kessler. Back to Sexton. Fires the 3. Kessler, no good. Sacramento's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now in the later stages of his career, Greg, DeMar DeRozan continues to be a master from the mid-range.
Kevin, we all know he loves that area of the floor. And what makes him so effective, the footwork. He's so good at backing guys down and creating space to get that jump on.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Guys, I did have a chance to talk with the head coach of the Kings. Now, I asked Coach about the defensive game plan tonight, and he said preventing easy buckets around the rim, and that starts with John Collins. He's a great interior scorer, especially when he gets ahead of steam, so we have to limit those opportunities. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Now Sexton. After Zach LaVine missed from long range. It's good from long range.
Well, Sexton's confidence growing now, knocking it down from the three-point line. That's big.
Sabonis sets the pick for LaVine. Off target with his 3. Jazz have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. The open look here for Sexton. Three-pointer. Sinks the three-pointer. Sexton's got 6 points.
Well, that's in rhythm and right on target, as Sexton has a very well-rounded offensive game, playing in control now.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Now here's Ellis. Lauri Markkanen unable to get his last shot to go. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Offline with his 3. Utah leading by 3. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession.
And that's just a risky play to make a heave like that. Not worth it.
Sacramento's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
Here's LaVine after the made shot from John Collins. There's the 3. That doesn't go either for DeRozan. The Jazz shooting a lowly 30% to start this game. Sexton's shot is good.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
DeRozan for 3. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
He is so silky smooth. DeRozan, a stone-face assassin.
That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
Picked him clean. Outside, Markkanen. For the 3. Sabonis grabs the board. The Kings trail by 5. Murray gets to DeRozan. Here's the 3. That shot, no good. DeRozan's gotten only 1 of his 3s to drop for him. He's got 5 attempts. There's Ellis with the 3 ball. Drills it from outside.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed. If he can wind up that open from three-point range, I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
Now Sexton after Zach LaVine missed from long range.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Here's Collier. No scoring in this one. And there's the bucket from Markkanen.
It's not a secret that Markkanen can stroke it from long distance, and that ability is going to help open up the floor for his teammates.
For three, Levine knocks down the three ball.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
The coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
And Jack Levine gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Substituting on the court.
Utah with the ball. Pass to Sensabaugh. Drains it from beyond the arc.
That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
And Malik Monk is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Colin Sexton, you can tell he's feeling it tonight, and guys, has been the driving force for the Utah Jazz. We witnessed him delivering a series. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Jazz?
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
Well, not only that, but you love how unselfish they've been to start this game. That's going to get all the guys in a great flow and feeling good. So moving that ball around and scoring off assists, it's a nice way to play.
We've got Lyles, Carter out there. With Malik Monk. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas, and it's LaRavia in at the small forward position. That's the 5 out there for the Kings.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Monk left side. A three-pointer off the mark. Utah leading by 5. While the Kings went from 3 seed in 2023 to out of the playoffs completely, Brent, last season.
Well, it speaks to how competitive the Western Conference was. You know, you got to realize, Kevin, Sacramento won just 2 less games than they did after that magical run in 2023. The West was just better. So the Kings got to fill some holes, find some pieces, and hopefully have some guys improve upon what they did last season.
Valanciunas with a screen on George. And it's Carter missing. The Jazz shooting just 35%. They've got to get better looks. To the middle. Banked in off the glass.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
And so it's Carter who brings the ball up for the Sacramento Kings. 7-point differential. And it's LaRavia missing. And here are the Jazz now. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Clarkson outside. The 3. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Sacramento's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. The shot by Monk is no good. Jazz leading by 7. Here's Sensabaugh. George dishes to Clarkson. Pass to Sensabaugh. Outside for George. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by the Kings. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Monk left side. Carter on the wing. Launches a 3. Good on the three-point shot. Carter's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Terrific feed from Valanciunas, a big man scanning the deck.
The 3 from George. Offensive rebound. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Sensabaugh. And the 3 off target. Between rebounding, interior scoring, and he shoots the 3. Brent, there's a lot to like about Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, Valanciunas has done a really good job of growing his game, Kevin, in today's game. In the modern NBA, to have shooting bigs, JV has stepped out and proves that he can hit shots from the top of the key, but it's still that grinding, tough, physical play that you want on a nightly basis, and he gives it to you.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, well, I settled for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played, Carter finds Monk. Miles sets a screen for Monk. And no good, had a chance to take the lead there.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Latrey gets it to go from beyond the arc. Monk's got the lead up to 1 now for the Kings. Outside, George. 54 seconds left in the first half of the game. Nice ball movement by Utah. This one for three. Drills the three-pointer. George has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And developing that three-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Monk outside. Miles a screen on Clarkson. Monk for three. Hendricks pulls it in. Monk's gotten just 1 of 7 of his shots to go. Deep 2 from Clarkson. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that. Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
And the Jazz, another three.
He does so much out there to stretch out the defense when he's out on the perimeter, and he drains the triple.
Monk for three. Not going to go that time. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Jazz out in front. They're up by 5. Live from Golden One Center. You're watching 2K Sports.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. They're thinking about the shot. Oh, someone left the window open. Let's hear it for the participants.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been quite a game for Colin Sexton.
Well, through the first 2, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
Yeah, you would hope the defense at least would start to consider creeping up on him just a little bit.
Getting underway here in the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. We've got Keontae George. He's out there with Jordan Clarkson. And it's Filipowski in at the center. George passes to Clarkson. Fires for 3. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. And the Jazz lead by 5. And Brent, you hear some players now having their shooting motion analyzed with optical recognition. More data for the shot doctors.
Well, Kevin, information is one thing, but disseminating that information and being able to communicate that to a player is really where the rubber meets the road. How are you going to help him grow with that kind of analysis?
A fine shooter from deep. Clarkson has a good feel for when to let it fly.
DeRozan for 3. Filipowski grabs the board. Filipowski's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Hendricks. Utah getting another chance here. Back to George from deep three-point land. Sacramento grabs the miss. Sabonis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Outside for Murray. 6 to shoot. Sacramento needs to get off a shot. A three-pointer is right on target. Ellis has got 6.
And Levine knows how to use the spacing on the floor to his advantage, whether it's attacking the basket himself or setting up a teammate. And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
Oh, yeah, his teammates love that one. I'm sure he's going to hear about it when he gets to the huddle.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
Yeah, and he wasn't someone you wanted to foul if you were defending him last season. 85% is what he made from the line.
Well, Brett, last season was disappointing for the Kings after being eliminated in the play-in.
Yeah, a little bit of regression. They did have some key injuries to some guys in the stretch of the season that was vital for them to make the playoff push. But I think it helped them realize just how fun the playoffs are and just how hard it is to get back there. And maybe in this offseason they come back a little bit more focused, knowing how loaded the Western Conference is.
Kessler finds Sexton. Now here's Collins. Pass to Sexton. Kept alive. Tries yet again. Kessler with the bucket.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
Ellis left side. And here's Levine. Good on the triple. Levine's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Such a gifted scorer. When Levine is this locked in, the defense is in for a long night.
Collins against Murray. Sexton deciding where to go with it. Collins kicks to Sexton. Here's Collier. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. Collier's got 5 points so far.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Good touch on the interior. Levine really crafty at figuring out ways to create space down low.
Murray for three. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Jazz leading by 5. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Domantas Sabonis set the longest double-double streak in over half a century last season with 61 straight double-doubles. He said, "It's awesome to be mentioned with the greats. It's my job as a big man to get rebounds and to finish. At the end of the day, just out there trying to win." Kevin?
Thank you, David. That double-double streak was a blast to watch. Historic in so many ways. DeRozan for 3. Utah with the rebound.
That's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Sexton finds Kessler. Utah moving it around. Back to Collins. Takes the 3. Pass to Markkanen. Over to the left wing. Three-pointer. Kicks it out to Collins. Here's Collier. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And so it's Utah in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Zach LaVine is out there with Ellis. And it's Sabonis in at the 5 down low. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. For Sabonis. And the layup is good. Sabonis has got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for Sacramento. To the left wing. Outside for George. Nailed from three-point land. George has got the lead up to 9 now for the Jazz. Murray for 3. Buries the long-range jumper.
And a Murray 3, they're trading trifectas.
stolen by Levine. DeRozan for three. Wow, through the contact, and that three almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
And I like the aggressiveness of DeMar DeRozan's game. He's constantly testing the defense, looking for any weakness he can exploit to get a bucket.
And he can't make it. 3 for 3.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game.
Levine against Clarkson. Six on the shot clock. No good with the triple. The Kings trail by 4. From deep, Ellis. Excellent D there from George. And so Clarkson will bring it up for the Jazz. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Ellis against George. Sabonis sets the pick for Ellis. Outside, Sabonis. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
Yeah, coaching staff probably loves this, just grinding out defensive possessions, which is helping them get back into their offensive flow.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Here's Levine. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is...
Under NBA rules. There will be 2 minutes to review the play.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effective.
The ruling on the floor stands.
And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, now during that break, Will Hardy with some good words for his team. While the team is up, Coach doesn't want his team to let up. He told the team to finish this game. Do not think this will be easy. We've seen comebacks before. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks so much, David. He hits both from the stripe. Utah has gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the 3rd quarter. And Sexton slams it in.
Well, when you don't get in his way, Sexton's going to get up there and throw it down.
Here's DeRozan. Plays it up and banks it in.
And great intensity here down the stretch. He's not one to shrink in the moment.
Take a look at that. Locked in right now in this moment. Wants the ball in his hands and feels real comfortable with the shot he's taking.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Murray a screen on Kessler. Sabonis with the ball. He's picked up by Collins.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
DeRozan against Markkanen. Can't cash in from close range.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
And there's the foul. It's on Keegan Murray. That is his first foul of the game. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop.
Great job preventing that ball from coming into the post. Might have been an easy 2 if the defense wasn't there.
Hits the three-point bomb.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch. And he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot.
Outside, Sexton. Collins a screen on Levine. Sexton the pass to Collins. Goes straight to the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That's on Keegan Murray.
The big man coming through. Collins delivering. That's the big fella.
And how big was that? He is just so reliable, so confident at the free throw line.
And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession.
Yeah, unfortunately, just poor execution there. You cannot give the ball away at this point in the game.
Utah leading by 4. Stolen by Levine. Beyond the arc. Kessler with the rebound.
And that shot isn't the one they should be taking if they want to make this comeback happen.
The Kings have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Levine with it. He's picked up by Collins. Yep, that one goes. Levine's got 17 points here in the second half.
And over the years, Levine has put on the muscle, which helps him on those challenging finishes at the rim.
Marketing against Ellis. Murray sets a screen for Ellis. Outside Levine. The kick out to Sabonis. 5 to shoot. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
Here's Sexton driving to the basket. Good.
Remember that one, guys, a difference maker.
I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
And Levine throws it down.
A way to seize the opportunity. Levine just smashing that one home.
Here's Sexton. Yes!
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
Murray kicks to Levine. Launches it. No good. And so it's Utah who scraped by with a win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances.
been tough to come by lately.
No doubt. That creates a little bit of added pressure, too. So the last thing a struggling team wants to do is lose to an opponent in the same situation.
Here are the starters for Utah. Sexton and Markkanen out on the wings. Collins and Kessler there in the middle. And it's Collier in at the point guard position. And it's Sexton, that time on the assist by Collins.
The ridiculous speed of Sexton. When the break is on, he knows how to flourish.
Quickly outside. Pass to Barnes. Back to Quickly. 6 to shoot. And here's Pirtle. Quickly outside. And the 3 off target.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Collins, no good.
And gearing up for the alley-oop, just couldn't finish the play.
Well, it's not easy to time that up. Just not quite in sync yet.
To the middle. And Collins with the slam.
Yeah, just a nice show of force by Collins, taking it all the way to the rim and flushing it home.
Stan, how do you think the Utah Jazz have fared with a relatively young squad?
Well, Brian, I'd say admirably. It's not easy to be the less experienced team figuring things out all the time, but they continue to grow and work and get better.
Now here's Collins. Markkanen from long range. First shot won't go. It's Pirtle high post. Outside Barnes. Outside for Ingram. Quickly outside. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Pass to Markkanen. Tries the spin move. Back to Sexton. Launches a 3. Drops in the 3. Sexton's got 5 points.
I mean, Sexton can shoot from anywhere. Strong from beyond the arc.
Sexton against Ingram. From outside the arc. Knocks it down from distance.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Now here's Markkanen. Outside for Sexton. Beyond the arc. Pirtle grabs a miss. Toronto's gone 1 of 4 from deep. Quickly outside. From the arc. And the Raptors, another 3.
Now you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Sexton against Ingram. Pass to Collier. Takes a 3. And here's Markkanen. Back to Collins. Puts up a 3. Knocks down the triple. Collins has gotten his second bucket.
And this is a part of Collins' game that's really evolved. Hitting jumpers and catch and shoot.
And here's Ingram outside. Rebound, Utah. We've got 1:13 left in the first quarter. Pass to Collier. Sexton against Barnes. Kessler with it. There's the 3. Another 3 for Utah.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Quickly from outside. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got 4 rebounds now. Oh, deflected to the inside. Fires the 3. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got 4 rebounds now. And here's Collins for 3. Pirtle grabs a miss. About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Barnes passes to Quickly. Lets the 3 fly. And again, Toronto no good. And the foul called on Emmanuel Quickly. And that's his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. First game foul.
For three, Sexton on target from range. Sexton's got 8 points.
Well, you love a quick 3 points off the inbounds. That's about as good as it gets from out of bounds.
And that does it for the first quarter. Utah ahead, up 8. And we'll be back right after this. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Utah.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And not only that, you like how they're turning defense into offense, forcing turnovers and capitalizing.
So Toronto ends up going with a new group. They've got Dick, and it's Mobo in at the 4. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to Clarkson. Here's Sensabaugh. On the wing, Clarkson. The 3 is up. Offensive board. Kicks it to George. Now Clarkson. 6 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range. Can't get it to go. Missed his first one. Raptors trail by 8. Will stand former second-round pick Jordan Clarkson. He's averaged double-digit scoring every season.
Yeah, Brian, he's done it primarily as a 6th man. He actually already ranks among the top 10 in all-time points scored off the bench, and he's still moving up the ladder.
It is interesting that he prefers to come off the bench.
Yes, some guys do.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's the 3. Connects from downtown. Sensabaugh's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Yeah, well, passing it inside out is always a good idea. You can usually get your teammate a clean look.
Clarkson for 3. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Here's Dick. Sinks the tray.
I'll tell you, Grady Dick can shoot for days. I mean, his confidence from beyond the arc is really incredible.
They grab their own miss. Here's Hendricks. Misses the 3. Used the pump fake well, but he couldn't capitalize. Here's Battle. No made baskets yet. Pass to Hendricks.
Kick it out.
On the wing, Clarkson. Here's Hendricks. Takes the 3. Utah with another miss.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Dick gets the bucket. Dick's got 5 points now this quarter.
Precision pass into the post. Well-earned assist.
Pass to Clarkson. Oh, he goes up high for the two-handed slam.
I mean, the effortless athleticism. You can see Clarkson loves rising up and dropping the hammer.
Shed, that's good. Looking at lineups around the league, Grant, seems like they're becoming more positionless than ever before.
Yeah, you're spot on, B.A. To the point where some people feel all-star voting shouldn't be by position anymore. It should be by merit.
George for 3, buries it from 3. George has got his first 3 points of the game.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
And it's Shed missing. Jazz leading by 8. Here's Filipowski. George for 3. Gets the 3 ball to go. George has got 6.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
A new day. The Spurs' Victor Wembanyama said a few years back it was more of a guards game, but now it's come back to a big men's game. We've got guys all around the league who do a lot of stuff despite being very tall. It's the way the game changes. You just have to adapt. Brian, the gauntlet has been thrown.
And I like it. Good stuff, Allie. Thank you. Pass to Hendricks. Lets it go from deep. Bobo with the rebound. Raptors trail by 11. Here's Dick. Fires in the triple. Dick's got 8 here in this quarter.
Well, coaches will take that any day. Don't pass up open threes like that.
Knocks down the long J.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
Toronto shooting their initial free throws of the game here. And he makes a first.
At the line for your Raptors. 2 shots.
And that's good as he hits both shots.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
Here's Castleton. The layup off target. Utah leading by 9. There's the drive. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Man, he made sure to get his money's worth on that foul.
Utah shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Both shots good from the stripe. The Raptors shooting 32% for this game. Not what they're hoping for. No one near him. And he can't bank that one in.
Man, coach is going to have a few words with him after that shot.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't the shot they were looking for. You got to keep the ball moving in that situation.
Outside Dick. The 3. Over Clarkson. Off target on the 15-footer.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
And so it's the Utah Jazz closing out the quarter ahead by 11 points. They've done well to disrupt the opposition, playing inspired defense. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
And get ready for the fan. Half-court shot. Drum roll. They're measuring up the shot.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been quite a game for Grady Dick.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Kicking off the second half, here's Will Hardy's 5. Markkanen and Collins the 3 and 4. Collier is out there with Colin Sexton, and it's Kessler in its center.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
And for a scorer as prolific as Markkanen, he doesn't need the ball in his hands too often.
So many of his scores come off assists. So just a great sense of when to get into space and become available.
It's Markkanen on the wing. They get the rebound. Let's go with a 3. Oh, Markkanen showing off the range there.
Shots like this help Markkanen get in rhythm. The D must be aware of his ability to catch and fire.
Quickly, passes to Pirtle. The 3, Barrett. He buries it from 3. Barrett's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Pass to Kessler. Here's Collier. Collins outside. Now here's Kessler. There's the triple. Rebounded by Ingram. Trying to make up ground here.
And with plenty of time left, you want to play with urgency, but not desperation.
And we're about a minute and a half in the second half. Barrett a screen on Collins. And here's Ingram from the arc. It's not going to go for him. Utah leading by 11. In transition, here come the Jazz. It's Markkanen on the wing, covered by Ingram. Here's Collier, still without a bucket. Back to Kessler. It's stolen by Barnes. They're running. For 3, Barrett. That one is off. Utah's gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Shot's good by Collier.
Nice awareness there from the big man Collins. Solid at finding his teammates when they're open.
Pass to Quickly. Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. Back to Pirtle. Outside Barnes. And here's Ingram outside. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got rebound number 7 tonight. For 3, Sexton. And again, it's Utah with a 3.
A nice little J from Sexton. When he's feeling it, he has a good touch on those shots.
Quickly deciding where to go with it. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back. Quickly's got 8.
When you get faced up at one end, you want to get it back at the other.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
Here's the 3. Markkanen misses.
Not himself from range right now, but the only way out of this funk is to keep trying.
Markkanen against Barrett. Hurdle up top. Barrett a screen on Kessler from deep hurdle. Collins with the rebound. And so it's Collins who brings up the ball for Utah. 17 points was their biggest margin. Markkanen against Barrett. Back to Collins. Shoots. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Raptors trail by 14. Here's the pick. Left side Barrett. 4-3. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got rebound number 8 now. For 3, Sexton. Ooh, coming through again. Shooting 5 for 7 now.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
Jazz leading by 17. From deep. Barnes with the rebound. There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. For 3, Barrett drills it from deep. He's got 6. The Jazz have gotten only 4 of 10 shots to fall so far in the third. Pass to Sexton. Good, and that makes him 6 for 9. A quality game for him so far.
And offensively, Sexton has been in the zone. He keeps finding chances and cashing in on them.
For 3, Collier. What a performance for Colin Sexton. He has been the story for the Jazz. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammates.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Brandon Ingram out there with Emmanuel Quickly. And it's Barrett in at the small forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. It's George on the wing. Guarded by Quickly. Offensive board. Clarkson passes to Filipowski. Here's Hendricks. Puts up a 3. Offensive rebound. Clarkson outside. No good with the triple. Raptors trail by 16. Fires the 3. Can't hit that one. Here's Sensabaugh. An absolute bomb from 3-point range. And with today's switching defensive style, versatile wing players are tremendously in demand, Coach.
Yeah, well, position now, Brian, comes down to who can you guard. And guys that can guard 3, 4, 5 different positions, those 6'7", 6'8" guys are often able to do that, and they are extremely valuable.
Nails it from 3.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Shoots. Rebound Toronto. Pirtle's got 8 rebounds in the game. The Raptors have gone 1 of 4 since the 4th quarter began. Shot is good by Barrett. Jazz leading by 15. George for 3. To the left side wing. Goes back up. A nice shot by Filipowski.
And when you're the ones trying to fight your way back into the game, you simply cannot allow second chances.
Well, look, their lack of effort is exactly why they're behind. Just look at how they're getting bullied on the glass right now.
The shot by Ingram, no good.
It's clear he's totally out of sync. The team needs to rethink its strategy around what to do with him.
Here's Hendricks. Off target with the three.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Quickly from outside, he drains it. Made half his shots. He's 5 for 10 now.
You like how Barrett always keeps his eyes open, watching the court for those assist opportunities. The BA, when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice. Ingram with a screen on George. Quickly passes to Barrett. And here's Ingram. Lets it go from the wing. Good on the jump shot. Utah leading by 14. Pass to Hendricks. Back to George. For three. Gets the three to fall.
Gotta love how they've just maintained their intensity, even when they're this far up.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
The Jazz have gone 5 of 11 so far in the fourth. Clarkson for three. Rebound Toronto. Fourth quarter of play and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Jazz.
A pair of tremendous rebounding teams.
And these guys played a little harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And what a huge performance it was for Colin Sexton.
Well, offensively, they needed him to be aggressive, and he delivered. What a game.
The Jazz shooting just under 40% from the field. George's shot is off. Toronto's gone 3 of 7 from the perimeter during the fourth. And here's Ingram outside. They get it again. Here's Barnes. Pass to Pirtle. Now here's Barrett. Knocks it down from distance. Here's George. 41 seconds left in the fourth. Fires from way outside. Rebounded by Ingram. And Ingram has got the ball here for the Toronto Raptors. Down by 12. Barrett passes to Barnes. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. George scanning the floor. Pass to Sensabaugh. Clarkson for three. That shot missing. And so it's Utah easily grabbing this one. Exceptional effort on the road. They were ready.
basketball purist, and Greg, I know you do, one thing you gotta love watching is great ball movement.
Which is something both of these teams take pride in. It's always fun to watch guys be unselfish with the ball and look to make each other better.
Now Sacramento starting 5. The post pair form will be Murray and Sabonis. Ellis is out there with Levine, and it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot. Now here's Murray. Sabonis. And Pirtle pulls it down. Ingram with it. Now defended by Levine. Ingram against Levine. Shoots. And it's Ingram missing.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
For 3, Murray. He can't hit that time. Ingram left side. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Silky three-point shot by Ingram. Just goes to the arc and knocks it down.
Hey, Greg, one thing that the Kings have had work for them over the last few seasons is their depth.
And have made some shrewd moves to fill out their bench. Got great contributions from their 6 through 10 players. It's been a big part of their recent success.
And here is Barnes after the three-pointer from Zach LaVine. Barnes kicks to Barrett. Quickly, a screen on DeRozan. Barrett wide open, he fires. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Wow, the answer from R.J. Barrett. That three-point big-time delivery.
Outside, Levine. Wide open look here for Murray. And that comes off the assist by Levine.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Ellis against Quickly. Murray is screen on Quickly. Ellis the pass to Murray. Outside, Levine. Over Ingram. Murray finds Levine. Shot clock at 6. Murray is screen on Quickly. Levine can't hit.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And it's Ingram missing. The Kings trail by 3. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Spoke earlier with Darko Rajakovic. Now, when I asked him about the challenges his team will face going up against DeMar DeRozan, Coach said it doesn't matter what kind of defense you throw at him. DeMar is so good getting to his comfort zones and knocking down shots. What people don't realize is how good of a playmaker he is. Kevin, a tall task to slow him down.
Thanks, David. And here is Quickly after the three-pointer from Zach LaVine. A 3-ball. Sabonis grabs the board. Sacramento's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Greg, give us one word to describe Domantas Sabonis on the offensive end.
Kevin, I guess I'd say dominant, but that only scratches the surface. The way Sabonis drops dimes, hits shots, and controls the glass, dominant just doesn't even really begin to say enough.
They get it back. Kings have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. LaVine can't hit. Raptors shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. And here's Ingram from the arc, and the Raptors miss again. Ingram's gotten just 1 of his 4 attempts from the floor tonight. Murray with it, guarded now by Barnes. Murray sets a screen for LaVine. Pass to Ellis. Murray scanning the floor. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. Murray's gone 1 of 3 on the night. Barnes outside. Barnes screen on LaVine. There's the 3. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And here's Ellis from beyond the arc. Outside, LaVine launches it. for three. And that one released in time, but no good. It's all tied in Toronto. And the second quarter will... And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
They've got Grady Dick, and it's Castleton in at the 5. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. Now, here's Monk. Hands it from downtown. Monk's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Kings.
And you got to love that three-point stroke of Monk. I mean, he's got such a high arcing shot there. It gives it a good chance to go in from deep.
It's Dick on the wing. Monk defending. Dick can't get it to go. Carter for three. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Pass to Castleton. Back to Dick. It's up a three. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Kings leading now by 3. To the inside. Monk kicks to Carter. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Pass to LaRavia. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And that one's good. Battle.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
Monk outside. Into the lane. Back to Carter. Fires the three. And Castleton pulls it down. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Takes the three. It's hauled in by Lyles. For Sacramento, they've gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Valanciunas sets a screen for Carter. Right wing. Lets it go. No good from Valanciunas. Raptors shooting just 29% in this game. They are not a pretty sight out there offensively. Here's Shed. Pass to Battle. Puts up a deep 3. Offensive rebound. Dick up top. Here's Shed. Now Dick. Still without a basket. Over Carter. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. And the Raptors lead by 2. Greg, every year injuries are a huge factor in shaping the title race. And I'm guessing that teams should probably put more of a premium on durability. What do you think?
Well, Kevin, I think all GMs take that into account. A team wants to be confident it'll have a stable roster over the course of a long season.
And it's Sacramento's ball. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. Carter with the three. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Castleton's got his 5th rebound in this one. It's Dick on the wing. Monk defending. Pass to Shed. Here's Battle. Dick with it. Over Monk. Dick can't get it to go. And Valanciunas has got the ball here for Sacramento. Trailing by 2. Monk for 3. Rebound by the Raptors. 54 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yeah, and that three-point shot, it really has looked awful here in the second quarter. It hasn't stopped him from attempting them, but it's time to maybe find something else to do.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
Pass to Mobo. They set the pick, and Malik Monk is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
32 seconds left now here in the second.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Toronto shooting their first free throws of this.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line. And you look at Grady Dick's physical gifts, and you see it's all there. Size, length, careful training, and hard work could make him into something special.
Now here is Carter. Nothing on the board. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And then Carter with the jam. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
He gets it up. No good on the last second attempt there. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's Sacramento leading by a point. Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything that the league can do to slow him down. He's just that good.
Well, perhaps the most impressive thing has been his incredible consistency. This guy is a great player who always brings a ton of energy. What a great half.
On the floor for Sacramento, DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Zach LaVine is out there with Ellis. And it's Sabonis in at the 5 down low.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Doris, what this team likes about Jakob Poeltl, the combination of 7-foot size and great skill.
You know what, Kevin, to me, this young man has a nuanced understanding of the game. He sees the floor, so that means at his size, he can make on-time and on-target passes. He's a very capable rebounder and defender. There's just a lot to like about his game.
Quickly, that's for 2. That one wide left. Sacramento's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And here's Ellis from beyond the arc. And going out of bounds. Last touch by Barnes. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Right side Sabonis. 6 on the shot clock. On the wing, Murray.
This guy works so hard on the defensive end. Scotty Barnes committed to contesting and altering shots.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Barrett against DeRozan. And again, Toronto no up. The Kings trailing. LaVine passes to Sabonis. Launches a 3. Sacramento again missing. Toronto, they've gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming off the locker with the break. The Kings have gone 0-5 to the start of the second quarter. Extremely cold shooting coming out of the locker room. Ingram against LaVine. Takes a 3. And Poeltl pulls it down. Poeltl's got 7 rebounds in the game. Barrett for 3. Connects from 3-point range. Barrett's got the lead up to 4 now for the Raptors.
Barrett has got to become more consistent, but if he adds consistent 3-point shooting, turn the lights out.
Sabonis finds LaVine, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. LaVine's got 9.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling 3-point opportunities.
It's stolen by DeRozan. For the lead. And it's LaVine that time on the assist from DeRozan. LaVine's got 6 in the quarter.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And right now, Greg, he is doing a great job delivering for this team, productive and efficient.
Barrett the pass to Quickly. Over Ellis. And it's Quickly missing.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Outside, Sabonis. No good from outside.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Pirtle with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. Out to Ingram. For the three. Rebounded by Ellis.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
You know, a lot of coaches might let you hear it for taking the three-pointer on the break, but I like the decision there. The D had already collapsed inside.
Quickly, that's for two. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Raptors trail by 5. There's 45 seconds left in the third. And here's Ingram from the arc. Good on the three-point shot. Ingram's got 8 points.
And you love the work Ingram has put into his shot. You can put him in the corner now and force the defense to extend.
From deep, Ellis. The rebound by Brandon Ingram. Toronto's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. And it's Quickly missing. Here's Sacramento.
They can close out the quarter if they want to.
It's all about patience right here. Patience and execution. Get a good look.
Here's Pirtle. He has yet to score. Barnes sets a screen for Ingram. A miss that time. Would have put him up. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Kings lead by 2. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Emmanuel quickly out there with Ingram, and it's Barrett at the small forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
Murray is screen on Quickly. At the elbow, Murray. Out to DeRozan. 5 on the clock. And here's Ellis from beyond the arc. Toronto trailing. Outside, Barrett. Pirtle sets the pick for Barrett. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. And it's DeRozan with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. Levine for 3. Rebound by the Raptors. Pirtle's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. For 3, Ingram. Out to Barrett. Barnes passes to Quickly. To take the lead. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Raptors lead by 1. Guys, what a game. 8 lead changes here.
And don't be surprised if it comes down to the last possession.
Murray is screen on Quickly. Ellis dishes to Levine. Outside, Sabonis. And here's Ellis from beyond the arc. Kept alive. For 3, Levine bangs home the trifecta.
Well, there's the versatility Levine brings to your team. This guy can go on scoring runs and keep you afloat.
Quickly kicks to Pirtle. This one for three. Quickly the pass to Pirtle. Barrett for three. And Domantas Sabonis pulls it down. Sabonis has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Levine can't hit. The Raptors have gone just 1 of 6 in the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now.
That's his second personal foul. First game foul.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Ingram against Levine. Pirtle kicks to Ingram. From downtown.
Boy, nicely contested by Levine. He can be a smothering defender when focused.
And here's quickly for three. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way, because hoisting from three is not the answer.
How about they look to Pirtle in a critical stretch and he comes through. The pressure bringing out his best.
Murray a screen on Ingram. For three, Levine. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Fires from deep. Pirtle kicks to Barrett. On the wing quickly. He's guarded by Ellis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one's good quickly. Quickly's got 5 points in the quarter.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
Murray outside. Levine against Ingram. Levine passes to Sabonis. Here's Murray. Latrey. Again, the miss by the Kings. Raptors with the lead. Onside, Barrett. Quickly against DeRozan. Ingram setting a pit for Quickly. Pass to Barnes. Back to Quickly. A three. And Domantas Sabonis pulls it down.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off. Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
Barrett gets to Quickly. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Barrett with this screen on Ellis. And here's Quickly for three. That shot no good. Murray against Barnes. Murray outside. Tipped away. Ingram with the steal. And so it's Sacramento who's... Thank you for that, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.